Hey, you guys. For anybody who knows me or followed me for any period of time, you know that I'm somewhat of a gadget junkie. And so here, I have a video of a workout that I did with a little brother and some of my clients. I like to work out with my clients. I get all my workouts in usually with somebody that I train. The group environment helps me to push myself. And I see that, in training my clients, they always tend to work a little bit harder when I'm doing, some of the stuff with them. Obviously, I can't work out with everybody every day, but, for the most part, I try to get a workout in with most of my groups at some point in the week when it's possible. So today we're going to be talking about full body workouts. And as you see, we're just getting warmed up here, going through a warm up sequence to get ourselves warmed up. And while I'm on the topic of warming up, I want you guys to see the level of effort that goes into a warm up. You notice that my heart rate gets up into the 130s, maybe even like 140. A lot of people really don't understand the concept of warming up. Your warm up is a miniature workout. And what you're trying to do is get your blood flow to all of your muscles, all of your tendons, get your ligaments loose and warmed up, especially if you're going to be doing heavy weight or high repetitions or anything very, very strenuous. You need to make sure that you're warmed up properly. So you see we did some squats here, and then we did some full body. I like to do at least one full body exercise, and definitely when you're going to do a full body workout, you want to make sure everything is warm. You want to make sure your arms are warm. You want to make sure your upper body in general, your core is warm. You want to make sure your legs are warm. And so what we did here was some squats. We did some wall balls, and these here are power push-ups. And then also at the end, we're going to do some kettle swings. And so I always emphasize putting effort into doing a proper warm-up and making sure that you're getting the right amount of work in. You pretty much want to get into breaking a sweat. Now, especially for people who aren't doing any static stretching, I personally wholeheartedly believe in doing static stretching. So I don't believe in only doing dynamic stretching. I think that is, I just don't believe in it at all. Especially when it comes to longevity, injury prevention, and just wear and tear on your body. The more flexible you are, the better off you're going to be. And to be flexible, you've got to consistently do static stretching and challenging yourself to get more flexible. Now the application, how you do it is very important. You don't want to overstretch, stretch too long, but you want to make sure you're good and loose, and then you want to take a minute and make sure you're stretching out. So now I'm doing some kettle swings, and if any of you guys are doing kettle swings, notice that my head does not go all the way down. I'm not catching the weight with my back. I'm using my legs some. All right, so now I'm into the stretching. This is my quick static stretch. In the mornings, our workouts are generally 45 minutes to an hour. We don't have a lot of time to stretch. So I find that hitting the major muscle groups, especially in the legs, is very important. So this is a very good one for stretching your hamstring. The first one there, that kneeling lunge. There's a yoga pose, but I can't think of the name of it. I'll do that one, and that stretches the inner hamstring into the groin. And then I'll straighten that leg out and move it out to the outer hamstring, and then pull up the back leg for a quad stretch. That to me is the most knee-friendly quad stretch that you can really do, and because you don't want to overdo that and put too much strain on your knee joint. And then a pigeon type stretch to stretch your piriformis and your glutes. That is a very important one, because a lot of people think they hurt their lower back and it's just a glute strain, and a lot of those lower back issues originate from tightness in your glutes. So you want to make sure that muscle group is stretched. Your glutes are actually the strongest muscle in your lower body. So if you don't stretch them, they can cause all kinds of havoc on everything else if they're super tight, because everything else has to work around them, and what is your strongest muscle is now a liability because everything else is having to work around it because it's inefficient and ineffective because of its tightness. So don't neglect your glutes. Also keep in mind that they are pressing on that sciatic nerve. So if your glutes are tight and they're pressing down the piriformis, then if all that stuff is tight, man, you're going to have all kinds of problems. So don't neglect the glute stretch. So stretch your booty, man. And then a couple other quick stretches I just like to do. These help with the lower back and continued stretch of the hamstrings, which are very important. And so when you're warming up, you see that it doesn't take long. I've been talking this whole time. Might be like 5 to 7 minutes of warm up and stretch. That's all it takes, man. So I know a lot of people, especially runners, like to just run out the door and take off running. You'll be able to run faster, and especially initially, so you're not loosening up during your first couple of miles, which you're going to do anyway. But coming from completely tight and coming from somewhat loose from a good warm up and stretch, you'll find a huge improvement in what you're doing. All right, so on to the topic. Full body workouts. All right, these have numerous applications. So I'd say one is if you're a person who does like bro sets and heavy weight for most of the year, you need to take some time and either back the weight down, do lighter weight and more repetitions, or maybe just transition to a full body program for like a month or so. Maybe once every 6 months, put a month in there where you're doing full body workouts. Because when you're just doing, let's say you go in and you do a bunch of warm-up sets of bench press, and then you do your working sets of bench press, and you're doing incline press and all kinds of other presses on chest day, you're going to overwork those joints after a while. Your shoulders, it's common to get impingements and all kinds of issues. People tearing pectorals and bicep tendons doing a heavy weight all year round, especially if you're really challenging yourself. These full body workouts give your muscles a chance to recover because you're not overworking one muscle group. You're spreading it around throughout the body, but it allows you to retain your muscle. All right, so just keep that in mind that you need some time to back the weight down, do less weight and more reps. All right. Secondly, if you're just starting out, and what we're doing here today is you'll see we're doing some goblet squats with the dumbbells. That's a 100-pound dumbbell. We're going straight into some overhead press. So there's no rest here. And you'll see there's not very often that you're going to be doing seated overhead press at 140 to 150 beats per minute, which definitely ups the difficulty level. But with your heart rate being higher, you're burning more fat. So these compound movements and exercises mixed in will definitely help you to burn more calories during your workout, which I'll get to a little bit later. And then we're going straight into some thrusters. So we're doing 15 of each, all right, and only 3 rounds. And this is a good workout, man. You'll see later in the workout, my heart rate rarely gets below 130 to begin, and then later on it barely gets below 140. So this is a good workout. So we're doing the goblet squats, which work the legs. Then we're doing an overhead shoulder press, and then we're doing a thruster, which is basically a combination of the two. And this is it's a serious workout, man, because I'm doing 100 pounds on the goblets, 60 pounds on the actually 65 pounds for each dumbbell on the overhead press, and then straight to 35-pound dumbbell thrusters. So this is real deal, man. And 3 rounds nonstop. You'll notice that the rest is basically nothing. Now you can take rest between sets if you want to, but for the sake of time, we just like to go get right into it, get the heart rate up. And a full body workout, especially when you're trying to burn calories, continuous movement is more important to how much weight you're doing. So if you're having to stop a lot, then you're better off. If you're having to stop a lot and take a whole lot of rest time, then you're better off reducing the weight and being able to move more continuously. And that does not mean go and grab the closest set of 5-pound weights that you can get. That just means that you need a weight that you can handle and try to do, continuously. Now, if you're flying through it, like you're doing like everything very easily, 15 reps, that means your weight is too low. Okay, so keep that in mind too. You've got to find the right weight for you. It's got to be challenging, but it's not you don't want it to be overpowering to where you have to rest too much. All right, so the second reason why you want to do full body workouts is if you're just starting out. Let's say you're just starting out or just getting back into working out after a few months. If you go in and just go in all hard on your chest or all hard on your legs on your first day, you're going to be so sore in that one body part for several days. And then you go and smash the next body group. And then you're going to be sore in that muscle group for several days. And then all you're doing is basically overwhelming your muscles. It's going to take a long time to recover. If you spread that workload out around your body, you'll reduce the recovery time for each muscle group and give yourself an opportunity not to be in so much pain, and soreness, so that the lactic acid is building up in smaller amounts all over your body versus just piling up in your quads or piling up in your hamstrings after a leg day or piling up in your chest and shoulders and triceps after a chest day. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you're just getting back into it, get in there and do a few full body workouts, and they're going to help you to distribute the load and reduce some of that soreness. All right. The next reason is, let's say you're limited. Your work schedule prohibits you from working out 5 days a week or 6 days a week, and you can only legitimately get, maybe travel wise or something, you can only get 2 days in over the course of a week, but you want to hit all of your body parts, or 3 days, but you want to hit all of your body parts. You want to do a chest day and a back day and an arm day and a shoulder day and a leg day. Well, that's too many muscle groups for the days that you have to work out. So you're going to have to combine some stuff. And you don't necessarily have to do a full body. You can do chest and back, or a push-pull type day. Or you can do legs and arms. You can mix and match based on what works for you. But at the end of the day, the important thing is that you're making sure that you challenge yourself and you're doing enough weight to build and retain muscle. And so you'll see that my heart rate stays pretty high here, but the fact that I'm actually, pressing blood into the muscles and building muscle at the same time makes this not a workout, typical cardio workout where you're worried about burning away your muscle. That's just not going to happen. So as long as your weight is substantial and you're making sure that you're working, you're challenging yourself, you don't have to worry about losing muscle. All right. So let's say also the next reason is that you just hate cardio. You hate cardio from the standpoint of running. You don't like to run. You don't like to bike. You don't like any of that stuff. This is the perfect kind of workout for you to mix in and make a cardio workout. And basically what you can do is do a couple full body workouts and still do all of your normal target muscle group days, your chest day, your shoulder day, your arm day, your back day, your leg day, and still fit one of these full body days in. You just adjust the weight accordingly. And this is a cardio workout. And you look at the heart rate. I burned like 800 calories doing this workout. So, you can still get cardio in without having to run on the treadmill or do Stairmaster or walk for an hour. You can still get cardio in with your weights. So, don't use that as an excuse. You've got to have cardio for your heart health, for your conditioning health, and just for your overall health. All right. So, just keep that in mind, man. There's no excuse not to do some form of cardio, and full body workouts are a great alternative to people who are paranoid that they're going to lose muscle, especially if you're a hard gainer and it's hard for you to put on muscle, or you lose weight very quickly, these type of workouts would be fantastic for you, because you're doing cardio, heart rate is up, but you're also building muscle at the same time. All right. And then next is if you're just bored in the gym, tired of doing, machine to machine, and you're just bored of doing the same old stuff, and you find yourself going through the motions, throw in a full body workout. Even put a clock on it. Do a workout. Put your workout together, a small circuit, and and have at it, and then put a clock on it. And then the next time you go, try to beat that time. Now the thing about full body workouts that you have to focus on is you're going to be highly fatigued. So the heavier weight you're doing, you're going to have to keep in mind that it's going to be much tougher than if you were, at much lower heart rates. Because look, this is sustained heart rate at 140s to 150s. This isn't get it up to 130s and then it goes back down to 100 before my next set, because I've been talking for 5 minutes. This is legit. This heart rate isn't coming down, and it's going to continue to go up, especially with less rest or with no rest. It's going to continue to go up as I continue to get depleted and more fatigued over the course of the workout. So you just got to keep that in mind, that you can still, it's still going to be tough, but it's got to be weight that you can control, that you're not, jerking and throwing all over the place. It's got to be weight that you can control, which is going to be, harder and harder, because, now in a period of, since I started the actual workout, this is, I think, my third set, or it's the second or third set of overhead press, and in a matter of 7 to 10 minutes. And a lot of people take that long just to do only overhead press. They're not doing goblet squats and thrusters in between. So just be mindful of that, choosing your weight wisely to challenge yourself, but non-stop. You're not gonna be able to do the same weight and reps that you would if you were just doing a shoulder day. All right. And lastly, these are great for vacation workouts. When you go in the the little gym, you can just grab a set of dumbbells, and you can do like a prisoner type squat, and use the same pair of dumbbells, and then do an overhead press using the same pair of dumbbells, and then do a thruster using the same pair of dumbbells. And you don't have to worry about what everybody else is doing. If it's cramped or you don't have a lot of equipment, all it takes is some dumbbells to get a great workout in. So I'm fairly sure this is the third set. I got thrusters left, and and then we'll move on to the next rotation of exercises. But if you see here, the key thing as you continue to move on is just retaining your form and making sure that you're not cheating your reps. And as you can see here, my thrusters are definitely not as low as they were at the beginning. You're going to have to maintain discipline mentally as well as physically to keep pushing through. So full body workouts, man, they are what's up. You keep that heart rate up, you build muscle, you burn fat, all at the same time. There's been some guys who have done all full body workouts the whole time, like professional bodybuilders and stuff like that, because they found that it helped them to recover quicker if they distributed that load among all the muscle groups. So you can definitely build a great physique and be in great shape doing full body workouts on a consistent basis. So this is my last set of thrusters here, and then we're going to move on to our next grouping of exercises, which is we're doing step ups. So we're continuing this. So this full body workout is a legs and an emphasis on shoulders. So we did the goblet squats, overhead press, and thrusters. Now we're moving on to step ups. We're going to do step ups on each leg. And then we're going to do a quarter squat, a kettlebell quarter squat to a high pull, or upright row. And then we're going to do some dips. And what is the last one? I can't remember. It'll come up on here. So it was, oh, and then we did burpees. No, we did dumbbell power cleans. So we do step ups on each leg. We're doing 15 on each leg, and then we're doing 15 quarter squat to kettlebell raise. Now don't watch my little brother's form here because he's in high school. They just go fast. They don't really think about form. So I'm working with him on that. Just wait till I do it so you see the form. But we're doing step ups on the big box. And so we're talking about a box that's about mid to upper thigh high, so that you get that full range of motion in the step up. And what you don't want to do is bend the back leg. All right, you want to keep that back leg as stiff as possible. You can push off the toe, but you don't want to bend that leg and kind of jump your way up there because you're negating the work on that quadricep. And that's the difference between really working that quad and, just making it into basically a cardio exercise. So you can see the heart rate is up now to 150 beats per minute. And I'm going to the other leg. My thigh is burning. So my thigh is burning. My heart rate is high. I mean, it doesn't really get any better than that for a workout. So we're going to go do the step ups, and then we're going to do the squat to high pull, and then we're going to do dumbbell power cleans, and then we're going to do some dips. And so that'll be 4 exercises, and we'll do 3 rounds of the 4 exercises. So as you can see, Alicia here on the left, she's doing it properly. She's squatting. She's keeping her head up. All right, you want to keep that angle in your back. All right, and then you pull up to your chin in a high pull and get those elbows up nice and high. That's the emphasis on the shoulders. So we're giving ourselves 4 exercises, and basically 1 exercise will give you some freedom for your shoulders, give you some rest, and then 1 exercise will give you some rest for your legs, which will be the dips. So I've kind of given you all the reasons why you want to do a full body workout. It doesn't have to be, this. I mean, you can do full body workout with whatever muscle groups you want to do, and you can include every muscle group. I just like to include some compound exercises. The more compound exercises you include, the better off you'll be in terms of burning calories. And so you don't want to call it full body and then do a bunch of curls and triceps and pressing. That's fine if you're just looking to develop your upper body. But if you're looking to get the best overall workout in, you gotta have some compound movements in your workout. So I'm actually not going to narrate this entire video. I just wanted to make sure you guys had a firm understanding of what the concept is, how to implement it, what your mindset maybe needs to be to do it, and situations where it's applicable. I will be forwarding this video to some of my clients for them to do when they're on vacation, because people are always asking me for workout ideas while they're gone. This is a very easy one. This is one you can do with dumbbells as well. Only thing you can't do here in this rotation with dumbbells is the step ups, obviously, and the dips. But you can find a chair somewhere and do dips, and you can use the same chair for step ups. So that's very easy. And this will also be 3 rounds. So this is dumbbell power clean. It's basically a squat, a curl, and an overhead press. So you got, your squat and your overhead press. So you're still working your legs and your shoulders and your heart rate. You'll see the heart rate continues to go up. So it's sustained heart rate. I'm using 35-pound dumbbells here. Sometimes I use up to 50, but the 50s were being used by my brother and one of my clients here. Which, by the way, if let's say you're in your 50s or maybe even in your 60s, the gentleman you see working out with us in the red shirt, he is one of my clients now for 6 years, going on 7 years, I think. He's 65 years old, and he's right in here mixing it up with us. He's doing slightly less weight than I am on some of the things. but he's over 200 pounds, and he isn't making excuses for his age. He's just getting in there and doing what he can. Now you got to keep in mind that your bone structure and things change as you age, so you don't need to be doing super heavy weight. But that does not mean that you got to go the silver sneakers route, or you have to settle for that for the rest of your life. If you want to challenge yourself, then feel free to do so, as long as you have a good program, a good trainer, and you know your limits, and you're willing to challenge yourself. The sky's the limit. And so here, doing some dips. I up my dips to 20. Just because I felt like better doing 20 dips. The other guys are doing dips on the boxes, which is fine. Just gonna put more emphasis on the triceps instead of the shoulders, but you'll get plenty of shoulder activation doing dips regardless. So this is the last exercise in the second grouping of exercises, which includes the step ups, the quarter squat to high pull, the dumbbell power cleans, and the dips. So try it out, guys. See how you like it. You see the heart rate still ain't going nowhere. It's still in the 140s, and I'm walking back and forth to do dips. I just did dips. My heart rate still is barely just now getting back into the 130s. And this is the optimal fat burning range. If you're walking on a treadmill or doing something, you want to be in that, for me, in that 130 to 150 range. And I'm also building muscle. I'm burning fat and I'm building muscle. I'm staying in that optimal heart rate, fat burning range. And this is pretty much beneficial for everything. So you guys, you can try this out at home. Just grab you some dumbbells. All these exercises can be basically done at home with a chair or bench or steps or something, and a set of dumbbells. And if you only have 10-pound dumbbell, just up the reps. Make it 30 reps instead of 15, or 40 reps or 50 reps, and just do 3 rounds. And guaranteed, you're gonna burn some muscle. Burn muscle. You're gonna burn some fat. You're gonna build some muscle, and your body's gonna thank you for it. And you're not gonna be as sore as if you were just trying to crush your legs, to develop your legs. So that's it for the commentary, guys. The video will continue, and so you guys can just watch us continue to work here. At the end of this workout, as soon as we get done, you'll notice this is about 40 minutes, and I edited a little bit out. It's just me going back and forth and doing various stuff, telling people what to do. After this, we went out and ran a mile and a half. For me, it was about a 7:50 pace. So finishing it off with some cardio, doing some cardio before and after your full body workout. If you want to kill a workout, go do some cardio, like run a mile or half a mile, depending on your conditioning level. Do a full body workout and then run another mile. And man, you're talking about some kind of crazy workout and conditioning that you can get from just doing those types of, simple concepts. It's really not that hard. The concepts are not that hard. It's just the implementation, the accountability, the self-accountability that you'll need, and just the work ethic. So hope you guys enjoy this video. There's more workout videos to come, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, holla back.
Jess, you need to be doing regular dips. I didn't think about that till just now. You need to be doing regular dips. It's only 15. Yeah. Squat, boy. Squat. Your head is below your butt right now. Squat. That's bending over. Put your butt down. Yes.